again, sets up a repeat at the first ending. I'll play through that A section one more time all together. Strum on beat 4 of the second ending. Try to think of that as sort of a release, a little brush release, kind of letting the air out. Okay, don't think about playing that too hard. If anything, it sort of sets up the B section. And, okay, kind of think of it as a, you know, the rhythmic quality of that is to set up something else, you know, so don't put too much emphasis on that. As a you know, over thought about, over aware of itself kind of brush through the string. A couple other things to think about here just before we move into the B section that I noticed even just playing through here, that transition from bar 5 at the end of bar 5 into bar 6 where we jump over some strings. That's a tricky jump, and I would encourage intermediate players to really think about laying that back. The key tendency right there is going to be to lift off this E note prematurely. Make that target of the next downbeat, the downbeat of bar 6. Think about that. Boom, okay? That kind of gives everything a little more perspective as a phrase versus just thinking about that one note. Again, a lot of us get a little aware of trying to make that big string jump and get to that low A that's open. But make those goals as you practice this to keep all that settled. Keep that E note as long as you can. Don't settle for part of that sense of flow that we're developing here, and really trying to use these good habits that are developing in the intermediate level of play is trusting those, listening for those long notes, and mainly not settling for those short notes. Anything that sort of sounds staccato, intense, you know, and that's the reason it sounds that way is because it's tense. And so the tendency for us is to rush through things that present a challenge. We want to get through it sooner, but we want to confront that challenge by settling, not giving into that, sort of submitting to it. So work on settling there. All right, we're going to play the second ending into the B section. Again, we looked at that strum of a C chord at the end of the second ending as sort of a breath that helps sets up this B section. One of the things we notice immediately, if I've left my ring finger down on that low C, brush through the rest of that C chord form, the B section starts with a slide. So we're going to play that slide with the pinky. Because we're basically shifting to third position, we're going to play that G note with the index finger. Then carry that idea, third position. Now the ring finger is going to take care of this E flat, D sharp note. Okay, so that's an important arm shift right there. Try to not think about the fingers so much. Think about sliding the full arm. We want that arm technique to be developed and relaxed and settled and supportive enough to move with that phrase and back down. Okay, because when we commit to that, look what's coming up here in bar 13, a big jump to basically fifth position. We've got the index finger on that A. You'll notice if you look at the basic curriculum version of this tune, we didn't jump with this particular fingering, but here this is a way to set up what's coming ahead here. Middle finger on the F, index finger on the A here. So now we're going to stay in this position with this basic C major pentatonic form here. Right here we got a little bit of a sort of a floaty type sound is what most people refer to this, where we use fretted notes and open strings as an opportunity to shift. It's a good little mini exercise right there. Keep it in time. We want all those notes to flow evenly. Ba, 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 ba. Even if we're making that major shift, 5 fret shift. I'm going to try to target that D note with the ring finger. And be subtle with that smooth slide down. Okay, that sets up a repeat of the first phrase. Another ending phrase. Got our low C with the ring finger. It sets up the repeat. So looking at how we can use these fretting hand embellishments to really create a nice smooth sound for the flat picking. You can see how the hammers and slides really create that connected kind of quality, and when the arm is involved, when the hammer-ons are well placed in the timing of that flow. A couple of the key underlying elements here. All these notes are out of C major scale forms. The flow of notes come out of this standard 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And we try to look at those things as just enduring fundamentals that help us recognize where we can put that flow, how we can settle. We settle into that rhythmic pattern. And again, if you've practiced your scales, you're aware of those C major scale forms, those pentatonic, and more of those closed position scale forms. That'll help gain a sense of where your hands need to go as we sort of playing a little more up the neck, those 3-shape exercises. That also helps some of that sliding around, keeping those transitions smooth. Those are good exercises that help increase accuracy when you're actually using those techniques of sliding around like that within the phrase, keeping those phrases smooth, keeping those notes even. That note quality is consistent, especially that. Don't settle for rushing through that. There's going to be a tendency to try to push through that, try to avoid that. So, got a classic tune here. Happy to present this. This is more or less pretty close to the way I've always played this since I was a kid. So, and I love this tune. I'm real happy to present it here.